Today we're going to discuss the position of Kamala Harris on healthcare. This is a very important aspect to all of us in America because healthcare makes up approximately 1/3 of the gross national product. What we want to look at is what are her policies and what impact that would have on us as Americans. Now, right now, many of us are paying high premiums for medical coverage. And those premiums are because of the Obamacare situation. Personally, myself, my insurance was canceled because they said to me that it was substandard. Now, to me, that's not a reason to cancel my insurance for the government to go ahead and cancel it. That's government interference in my choice as a consumer. Kamala Harris has no problem involving herself in that situation. In fact, what she wants is she wants to introduce the American public to a single payer type program. And that what that would entail is government would run the healthcare system. Now they try to change it and modify it and make it something that it's not, but realistically the healthcare program that they're providing is Medicare for all. No question about it. And that is absolutely what Bernie Sanders and the rest of the left want. Kamala Harris is probably more liberal when it comes to these types of things than Bernie Sanders. She has no qualms about taxing the American public. The problem is when you do that, people start to react, and especially young people. So what you wind up with in these programs is a lot of people who are sick, and the premiums just skyrocket because of that. Now, that's the way she's projected this. She's pushed this for undocumented, illegal aliens who come into this country, and God knows what the type of diseases they have, from tuberculosis to polio to any sort of transmittable disease, even black plague. They don't immunize in these countries, and the countries that do immunize don't immunize completely. So with her open border policy, combined with this radical way to approach the healthcare system, what we're looking at is higher premiums and greater cost to provide the insurance. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And there's no check on this type of situation. There's no oversight. What are you going to do? You're going to tell somebody they can't have insurance? You're going to tell them that they're not permitted to have insurance? Well, that's what they've done with Obamacare. They've said, you're not allowed to have, to me, they've said, you're not allowed to have that insurance policy. And it was working fine. I had no issues with it. It was catastrophic insurance. In other words, I self-insured myself up to a certain point. Many people can't do that, and that's fine. But there's also other alternatives, and the marketplace can support that. The marketplace under President Trump can be a competitive bidding process, not just one entity medical coverage, which is what single-payer Medicare is. Now, her running mate, Joe Biden, says that no, we're not going to have that. We're going to have single-payer premiums, but that's going to be modified. People will still be allowed to go out and get their own insurance. Where have we heard this before? You're allowed to keep your insurance. Your premiums won't go up. And we have to pass the bill in order to find out what's in it. Now, I don't know if anyone remembers that, but that's how this Obamacare supposedly came through. And I obviously have great issue with it because it's the government telling you what to do, what to buy, and how much to spend. And that's what's bad about it. And that's why people would say, I'm not going to pay the premium. I'm just going to, pay the fine and not have the insurance. And that's some of the stuff that's going on. Now, as far as pre-existing conditions are concerned, I think it's entirely possible for this competitive type bidding process to engage in no pre-existing condition clauses. That's how they would bid, and that's how they would compete. I think it'll also be better from the standpoint of competition. The competition will drive the prices down, and it will cause many of the situations that used to be so expensive to be able to be purchased by individuals. The other aspect of Kamala Harris's policies involve undocumented aliens. These people that come in undocumented, we have no idea what they're bringing with them. We have no idea how much it's going to cost to treat them because we don't know what they have. Now, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris want to provide a pathway to citizenship on the one hand, and they don't talk about what the impact that it's going to have on the healthcare system, which is already strained because of the pandemic.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay.
I think it's entirely possible for the programs that the Democrat, especially Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, have proposed to just bankrupt the government. They just would take unlimited amounts of money to maintain. I think this is something that you have to consider because what's being done here is, in a very, very sinister and underhanded way, is they're forcing single-payer life insurance on the American public. They're not coming out and saying, oh, okay, we want single-payer life insurance. But what they're doing, they're setting it up so that in all practical ways, that's what it is. The government's going to pay for Medicaid. We'll just push the people who are not insured into a Medicaid program that the states would regulate. Well, who in the world pays for that? It's the government that pays for that. The federal government provides the Medicaid premiums to the states, and that's how it's done. That's why California is off the hook. Consequently, I don't think that anyone that really thinks about it can deny that this is going to be bad for many people. It's going to be bad for many, many American citizens. What I believe that's going to happen is it will bankrupt the Medicare system if that's what it's passed under. It will bankrupt Medicaid if that's what becomes the fallback position for uninsured people. The reason why I think this is important is because the medical insurance in the United States is such a great part of the economy that it can't be denied that to affect that in a negative way is going to have drastic consequences for the government and for the citizens. With that, I am going to sign off and just tell you that a vote for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden is a vote against free choice and free trade.
Don't be fooled. Make the right choice. A vote for Joe Biden is actually a vote for Kamala Harris. Vote to re-elect President Donald Trump. For more information and videos like this, visit www.reelectdonaldtrump.net.